In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the ESPN logo. It's really just made out of these rectangle shapes here. I'm going to click and drag these and pull them up, just pull them apart so you can see it's really just made out of these shapes. So if you hop into Illustrator and size these shapes accordingly and then start putting them together like this, getting them lined up just right, we're going to use this as the base to build these letters out of. The next thing we'll notice though is that the ESPN logo is at a slant. So what I'm going to do is go get my direct selection tool. I'm going to click, drag, and select all these anchor points up here at the top. I'm going to hit over on my keyboard just a little bit, and then you'll notice I have the slant here. You can even kind of see how this is going to kind of make an E right here, among other letters that are a little bit more hidden. So we're going to click, drag with our main selection tool and select all of these shapes here. I'm going to go over to my shape builder tool right here, two overlapping circles with the cursor icon. You'll notice as I come back now with the shape builder tool, I get some highlights as I hover over the images. Illustrator wants to know what we want to use the shape builder for. Do we want to cut it up or combine? We're going to do both. So first we're going to cut through it, cut off some edges we don't need. So if we hold Option on the keyboard, the Alt key if you're using a PC, on a Mac it's Option. So I'm going to hold Option on the keyboard. I'm going to click down on the mouse, holding it, and kind of dragging until I get through all these pieces and then letting go of the mouse. So again, I'm going to repeat that on this side. I'm going to hold Option on the keyboard. I'm going to click down on my mouse, drag through these shapes, and then let go. And I'm going to repeat this process. We can cut the top pieces off here too. Option, dragging through these pieces at the top, dragging through these at the bottom. Oh, you have to be careful. Sometimes you get some pieces you didn't intend. Just hit undo and redo it. All right, so let's start with this E. So now we're gonna zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna zoom in so we can see this even closer. I'm gonna cut through this part right here. In fact, we'll notice that this bar cuts through the whole top of this section up here. So I'm just gonna, again, select all of these, go get my shape builder tool. I'm gonna hold Option, click down on the mouse, and just start dragging through all of these until I get through the end. All right, and then I want to separate this E here from what's going to become this S. So I'm going to hold Option, click down on the mouse, drag through all of those, let go. All right, and now we can also combine. So holding Option tells Illustrator that we want to edit or cut things out. In order to combine, we're not going to hold Option. We're just going to click down on the mouse like normal and kind of drag around and select these shapes we want to combine. And now you can see how the E is coming together. So the next thing we're going to do is form an S over here. So I am going to hold Option again because I want to cut through this line here. So I'm going to hold Option. I'm going to cut through here. While we're at it, let's go cut through this part over here. I'm going to hold Option, cut through here, let go of the mouse. And this is where the end's going to be. So let's just cut through the middle of that, hold Option, cut through that. And then this is going to be a P, so we don't need this bottom part. I'm going to hold Option, undo that. And so real quickly, you can start to see how this is coming together. So I'm not holding Option again because I want to combine. I'm just merely clicking down on the mouse, holding it, dragging around until that's combined. We can do the same thing up here. Oh, you know, I noticed I missed one thing. Let's see. This needs to be combined with the S here, I believe. Yep, there, one piece. So we would have just not cut through that. For the sake of time, I'm just going to get my direct selection tool, select this, hold Shift, drag this over. I'm going to select both of these, go get my shape builder tool, and just recombine that. All right, so sometimes an easy fix like that. Gonna go get select all of these again, get my shape builder tool, just clicking down on the mouse, dragging, combining the shapes that I want to put together. All right, we're getting really close. As we zoom back out and compare it to the original logo, the one thing that becomes evident is that we need to put some curves on some of these shapes. You know how it curves on the N, the P, and the S here. So what we're gonna do is just get our direct selection tool, and I'm going to start with the N and the P here. I'm going to select just this anchor point, and the curve here and the curve P on the P are going to be about the same. So I'm going to hold Shift and select this anchor point. So now I have the edge of the P and the edge of the N. I'm going to grab this little circle, I'm going to pull it in. I'm going to do the same thing to the S over here. And you'll notice they're not all quite the same because they're at an angle. So some of them I did together because they were the same angle. Some of them I'm just doing separate as needed. All right, the bottom of this P and the bottom of the S are probably the same, so I'm going to do them together as well. I'm going to click on this with my direct selection tool, hold Shift in order to select this one as well. I'm going to pull up on that, get it just about right. Okay, I'm going to go get my eyedropper tool. I'm going to sample this, bring the background over here, a copy of the background, and there we have it, start to finish the ESPN logo.